Hey everyone, it's Alma with the Cat's Pajamas, and today I want to show you how to make this quick and easy shaker card using watercolor and paper piecing. For our card, I'm using the Seize the Birthday stamp set, the octopus, the hat, and the sentiment. I've already stamped the octopus with permanent ink on watercolor paper. For this card, we're going to be using picked raspberry, stormy sky, and mustard seed distress ink. Just swab a bit of ink on an acrylic block to create your palette. Dip your brush in the water and apply it to where you want your color to flow. Now dip your brush in the ink and apply it where the darkest part of your image will be. You can see the ink already flowing to where the water went. Now remember, just start light. You can always add more ink if you need to. When I do watercolors, I usually use 3 brushes. A medium brush with a point to start, and I use a small pointed brush for detail, and a flat brush for adding water or blending. So in this project, you're going to see me use all 3 brushes. Now slowly build up your color. If your paper gets too wet and you find that the colors are bleeding into each other or bleeding where they're not supposed to go, you can always dab off the paper or use a hairdryer or heat tool to dry up some of the water. Keep layering up the color. Add more where you think it should be darker. Get in there with the detail brush if you need to. And then use the larger flat brush to spread out the color a little bit. I think this is looking pretty good. Just a couple more dark areas. And I think we're done with the octopus. I think this is looking pretty good. I'm going to let the main octopus dry, but in the meantime, I'm going to color up the candle with a little bit of blue, and then the flame with a little bit of yellow. The image has dried a little bit, so I'm going to stamp this party hat on the octopus for the base of my paper piecing. I'm also going to stamp the hat on a piece of patterned paper, and now I'm going to add a bit of blue to the hat for color, and let that dry. I'll use some VersaFine Majestic Blue for the sentiment, and then just trim the sentiment into a flag shape. I've gone ahead and cut the octopus out, and also I've cut the party hat. And I've trimmed the party hat right up to the border, cutting slightly in the black. I'll attach the hat with a little bit of glue stick. Now, to make the shaker part of the card, I'm using the hollow circle from the Framed Up 2 die set. To give the glitter in the shaker a little room to move around, I'm using the hollow circle with some fun foam. And I die cut another hollow circle from a piece of white cardstock. Then I used a circle die slightly larger than the center of the hollow circle to cut a piece of acetate and the backer of the shaker. Take a glue stick or any adhesive or glue and run it along the back of the white cardstock and attach to the acetate. Now do the same with the fun foam on the other side of the acetate. So it goes paper, acetate, and then foam, and then set aside. While that's drying, let's make the card. Fold the card base in half, then add the white mat. And on top of that, a piece of designer paper. This one's from Cosmo Cricut. I like the bubbles. Now, turn the shaker base that you made earlier foam side up. I found this shaker of different shapes and colors of glitter, and I'll just carefully add it to the center of the acetate. And I think maybe a bit of this green. I think that's enough. Now I'll add a little glue stick to the edge of the circle I want to back the shaker and seal the shaker off. You may want to use liquid glue instead. That's much sturdier than the glue stick. I actually added glue later. Now let's finish putting the card together. So adhesive to the back of the shaker, adhesive to the back of the octopus, and some foam tape for the sentiment. I like the octopus's legs draped over the sentiment, or weaving in and out. I think that's pretty good. A little leg adjustment. Now for the finishing touch. I found these rhinestones at Michael's. Some are clear and some are frosted and domed, and I've colored them with 2 different shades of blue using my Copic markers. Because the markers are permanent, the color stays on the rhinestones. I'm using the frosted dome-shaped rhinestones just because I think they look more like bubbles. I'll just sprinkle them here and there all over the card. I think this is looking pretty good. And that's it. A shaker card using watercolor and paper piecing. I hope you'll give it a try. Have a great day.